everyone. If you're watching this, your child or you are in Miss Harrison's first period language arts class. This video is just going to be a quick overview of where to go for assignments if you're ever absent or if your child is absent, as well as just a few other important things like homework. So let's get started. I'm going to share my screen. Okay, this is Miss Harrison's homepage for first period. As you can see, Miss Harrison and her family were big Auburn fans. My husband and I, we also have a 3.5-year-old daughter who is just an amazing kid, and we are honored to be her parents. Now, if your child is ever absent from my class, first period, students can go to modules. It is broken down by week and day, and I don't put days in advance just because sometimes I think we're going to get to a certain point and we don't. So I don't want to put a week's worth of work and then it not be accurate. So every day I add something new. So let's look at just today. So if a student is absent and they click on the work for today, it tells the students what we did for bell work, and if there's something that the students at home need to do for bell work, there will be a link. Then I put classwork, I put what we do for whole group, and then what the independent activity is. And if the students at school are doing it on paper, I'll put on paper, but then there is a link for the people at home to complete the assignment at home so that they don't have to wait until they return to get the assignment. I do not want them to have to make up work for 6 classes and get really behind. So I'm always going to put the work here, and it's always divided up at school, at home. If all students are doing something online, it'll say all students. So we have whole group activity, independent activity, and then the homework is always listed at the bottom. There's also a closing checklist just to remind students before we leave, hey, have you completed this? Have you completed this? So on this day, August 31st, what we did in class was we peer reviewed student samples. So at school, we did this here and we were highlighting and so on and so forth. At home, students would click on the assignment, read the directions, and then follow the directions and click submit. So the work will always be posted for students. If students are ever home and healthy, like if they're quarantined but they are healthy, please have them go to my modules and get their work done each day so that they don't fall behind, because they will have makeup work for 6 classes and it will be overwhelming. So if they can at least keep up in 1 class, that'll be 1 less thing that they have to do. Okay, so that's where they go for that. The next thing I want to go over here is just remind. Remind is really important because this is how I can keep up with you guys, okay? I have 6 class periods and I don't often get to call parents in the middle of the day. So just as reminders, it's just easy for me to have you guys join Remind. But for the students as well, if students are not in the Remind group, I know that they're signed up with email, but if their cell phone number is not in my Remind group, please have them do so. I send reminders to students and sometimes it's, hey, this is due in an hour, go get it done, and you're not with the student to ensure that they get the message, and they need the message to remind themselves, hey, I need to get this done within the next hour. With that being said, let's talk about homework. Homework is in Common Lit and it's assigned every Monday and it's due every Friday. I have not had 100% participation with homework in this class as of yet, but I'm hoping that after this presentation that happens. So every Monday, students are assigned an article. They'll go to ClassLink, they'll click Common Lit, go to Common Lit. This week, it is the overview of the Great Depression. They click it, they work on the assignment, they turn it in. It is super simple. It takes no more than 20 minutes and they have all week to do it. So it's assigned on Monday, due on Friday. Choose a day with them that every week that day, they're gonna get that assignment done. Next, planners. Students are writing in their planners every class period. Ms. Harrison is checking that they've written in their planners for every class period. The day before, since I have them first period, they'll write for me and then I'll check the day before and make sure that everything is being filled out. So if you ever have any questions on homework for other classes, it should be in their planner. Finally, if you ever need to get in contact with me, please email me. Again, I don't have a planning period, so this is the best way to get in contact with you guys. All right, that's it. If you would, email me that you have watched this and give in your email Send 1 or 2 things that were helpful from this presentation, and your child may get a little bit of extra credit on the next assignment.